Welcome back to episode 2. Today we're talking about how to turn setbacks into comebacks and why resilience matters. So we're going to be talking about how it makes a huge difference in your students' growth, how every dancer faces challenges from technical struggles to performance anxiety, and how it's our job as teachers to help them develop the mindset and tools to bounce back even stronger. In this video, we'll explore how you can teach resilience in your classes and how to help your students see setbacks as opportunities and how to foster a supportive learning environment. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm Lorraine Keating, and welcome to Dance Teacher Pep Talk, where we talk about tips, tricks, and hacks to making our classes more positive and bringing joy to our students. The first thing that we're going to be talking about is how to recognize setbacks in your students. So setbacks can come in dance in a variety of different forms. So maybe students feel stuck in technique and they get frustrated during rehearsal or practice, and they struggle with confidence and they make a mistake in competitions. So we really need to teach resilience in these things, because otherwise, if we don't, it can lead to discouragement and self-doubt. I like to think about resilience as a trampoline. At my grandma's house when I was younger, it will cause you to fall maybe, but it also helps you to bounce back up. So I am reminded of a dance ballroom competition team a few years back and how they didn't place very well in their division that they were aiming for, but then their coaches walked them through some reflection activities and they focused on growth. And in their next performance, in their final performance in front of these judges, they danced with so much confidence that you could hear a pin drop one moment and then the crowd would roar and cheer the next. They won their division and they proved that they were capable of more than they were given. And this is the kind of mindset that we want to instill in our students, that reflection is part of resilience. So how do we build resilience through reflection? So if you haven't already, go back and watch my episode 1 video, and it really talks about the importance of this exercise and the 4 key questions to ask your students. I've also included the free notes below if you want to have that as a reference point. So one of the best ways to help your students build resilience is through guided reflection. So after a tough class or a competition, take a few minutes to ask similar questions like, what went well, or what was challenging, and what could you learn from that? Because when students start to learn and analyze their own experiences rather than just react emotionally, they develop the ability to adapt and grow. So again, the best 4 questions are in the notes below, and also go back and rewatch the video and it'll explain a little bit more in detail. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is how to teach resilience in your classes. So this is one of my favorite things that we get to talk about today, is actually how to introduce it. So first of all, you want to encourage positive self-talk when a student says, "I'll never get this." Help them to reframe it to, "I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm improving." Or reframe anything negative that a student says into the positive. Teach them to stay present. Remind them to focus on what they can control in the moment instead of worrying about the what ifs. Stay away from anything fear-based. Model a growth mindset. Share stories of famous dancers or personal experiences where setbacks led to growth. You can share movie clips from sports movies or use guided perspective exercises. Ask students to reflect on questions like, how would I feel if I succeeded, or if I didn't? This helps them to be prepared for situations that come their way, and then they're already asking themselves and preparing how to work through those emotions. How can I support others while also working on my own resilience? Encourage journaling and mindfulness. Simple activities like writing down progress or using deep breathing techniques can help students build emotional strength, although I wouldn't recommend always doing that. Please add something else in there to help them as well. The other thing I would recommend is reading books. One book that I love is actually What Do You Do with a Problem? And this book is a fantastic book, and even though it doesn't necessarily have everything to do with resilience, it does talk about problems and how you can overcome problems, or just accept problems and move forward. You can also use follow-up questions with this book, and it's brilliant. It's by Kobi Yamada and illustrated by May Bessam. And it's a fantastic book, and I love reading this to all age groups. So I'm going to include the link below. I am not affiliated with it, and I do not get paid. I just think it's a fantastic book for all teachers to use, no matter what you're teaching. As always, remember, you glow and you are good at doing hard things. You are resilient and you can bounce back from anything. Continue to teach your students and spread joy into your classes because you have everything that you need to give. You have all the tools within you. Continue to learn, continue to grow, and I will see you next time.